guys are having a good one. Today, it's time for the 4th episode of the Not All Day podcast. Today's episode, due to the technical difficulties when recording, it's kind of like a 5 Short Grables thing. That's an Adventure Time reference. If you know, you know. But getting right into it, I'm going to fill you in on what we were talking about and how it led to each topic, because everything's kind of all over the place. But it gets to a point where it's smooth and I won't be interrupting anymore. But until we get to that point, I'll just start off here. For the first conversation, we introduced Parish, a new member of the Not All There podcast family, and we were discussing his previous encounters that he's had with women of all kinds. And that led to a conversation about the dualities between men and women and relationships and all types of stuff. I'll let the rest of the conversation speak for itself. So, Ferris, actually, you can just continue off of... Fuck, how do I want to do
what
this?
I was saying.
Yeah.
No, he just finished his story. I was going to ask him a question.
You go ahead. Go ahead, buddy.
Do you not think you played yourself, though, by doing this all through, like, dating apps? Or, like, not dating apps, but, like...
I just wanted to hang out. We just playing this over. Because this was like a month until, like, we were, like, you know, communicating, you know, things was going well.
I don't know. I feel like it's meeting someone purely off the internet. Usually people are...
I was bound to have that encounter, yeah.
Right. That was more so my point, less so than, like the like, I can never do online dating, I feel like. I feel like people lie all the time.
Not even just lying, but it's like you don't have any type of understanding of who that person really is before you meet them, which can be really weird.
Honestly. Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, first of all, I don't know. Well, going back, well, what she told me, well, it's not really a story. She told me that she doesn't get out the house much. She literally works, this is way before the fucking pandemic. She works from home, and...
Hold on, wait a minute. How old is she?
She was like, 20? She was like 22. She was older than me.
Oh, I thought you were about to say like 33 or some shit. I was about to be like, damn, you already fucked up.
Oh, well, don't get it twisted, Dan. Parish gets cougars. He has cougars. So.
Oh my God, bro. Parish, I gotta be honest, bro. Why don't you ever just say no? Like, bro, like, abandonment of riches.
I
complain about the riches.
Parish, Michael, you don't understand. We've had multiple conversations. I have a theory. By the amount of women he has slept with, there's no way he doesn't have a kid. There's no way.
I don't.
It's impossible.
I fucking don't.
No, I really think you do. And you just keep on trying to deny it.
I don't.
Well, listen, either way, to Parish's future child out there, child growing up, your dad either doesn't know you exist or sure as hell doesn't hope so. But I mean, that is neither here nor there.
Golly.
I mean, you kind of just put it out there. But like I said, listen, let me tell you what this nigga Jalen did. This man made a calculation.
I did.
Talking about the probability, statistically, of me having a kid.
Oh, he definitely did it wrong. Before you even say anything, he definitely did it wrong. There's definitely no way he did that math right. I'm going to keep it real with you.
Damn.
So,
I'm talking about percentages and every fucking thing, bodies and all, of me having a kid.
Parish, you literally lost.
I forgot what percentage you said.
Parish, I had to take an estimate because you've lost count of how many bodies you're on. You don't even know anymore.
Still, you said let's say like what, 30?
Oh my God!
You listen. Jalen said, okay, let's say like 30. Just threw me under the bus.
Hey, but is 30 on the money, or is it too low?
Is it too low though? It's probably too low.
More like too high. I wouldn't say that. I'm lying. Okay.
Yeah, I know you're lying.
So I gotta ask, Parish.
Yes.
Has the pandemic stopped your rates?
Yes.
Mm.
Dang, we took a
Yes.
hit where it really
I'm
matters.
not an idiot. I wouldn't do that. Like, come on. I don't like.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the other question, Parish.
I
So
feel like I'm in court.
No.
Bro,
I gotta keep asking these questions. So we're like praising you for getting bodies, but I gotta ask you.
Wait, who's praising him? Jalen thinks he has a kid.
Hey,
Well, okay. Well, I mean, we're talking about this man's flex about having 30 bodies, but that's not the point. But like, do you think if this was like a woman who had that much, do you think we would think of her as like a whore? Like,
Bro,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a great question.
No,
That's a great question.
No. Because think about it. We're like, Parish is a sex alien. It just sort of happens. But if it's a woman, then it's like,
What about a sex alien sounds positive, though?
I mean, no, Michael's got a great point, though. Because in terms of, like, how it's viewed upon, like, in society, it's kind of like if a guy is going around sleeping, like, men perceive it as you have this badge of honor, just this golden light shining above your head. But if it's a girl, they get, like, slut-shamed and called a thought and a whore. All these words for it. So yeah, that's a very good point.
And I feel like what triggered, like, we got a topic. I feel like what triggered that is when he said praise. He said we're praising him. But actually, no. If anything, it's mutual. And what I mean by that, the reason like I say females like get looked at as fucking sluts is because they put themselves out there. Like dead ass. Like if you really think about it, like they don't know how to shut the fuck up. They feel like they gossip. They talk too much. And when you talk too much, you tell on yourself. And that's the reason, that's the reason when the dude does it, it's not as lethal because he doesn't say shit about it. Some do. I'm not going to sit up here and say none do. Some do brag about, oh yeah, I fuck this bitch, that bitch, this bitch, And, even some niggas like, yeah, that nigga, yeah, he dirty, They
And
like that.
Parish, before you continue, I know there's going to be that smartass in the comments that's like, well, wait, Parish, aren't you doing the same thing when you tell your stories? The difference is that Parish isn't bragging. He's just explaining. And some of the stories are actually, like, tragic, honestly. So.
No, I'm not doing the same.
I mean, it's wondering
my story because if anything, it's something to fucking talk about. And number two, I'm not sitting here. I didn't start off as like, if they'd have paid attention to the fucking video, I didn't say anything about I just got through fucking this bitch, not too long ago. That's that kind of gives off my persona as if what type of person I am. But like going back to his question, like the reason females are looked at as sluts or they get shamed a lot is because, like I said, they say too much, and most of the time it's through like a bitter bitch just talking shit and spreading rumors too. So it's so many factors when it comes to a female, but like I said, I live by whatever happens behind closed doors is nobody's business.
Right.
That's why, when it comes like say if I'm at work, a lot of people know who I am, but you don't hear them saying, oh, Parish, you smashed this broad, or, you did this, or you did that. They're not coming to me, or, Jalen hasn't heard anybody else say, talk about what I've done or the story, what I've, told people. Cause, I don't brag, I don't flex, cause that's really not nothing to flex. That's not a flex.
Yeah, it's nobody else's business, like you said. But
if anything, if anything, it's a hilarious story and tragic at the same time.
To further back up that like discussion though, I think it also doesn't help when women, a lot in the media, especially with music, it's almost like they're really
here we
not.
Go. Here we go.
You knew it was coming. I mean, songs like WAP and stuff like that, it's like they're just
WAP. It's WAP, nigga.
It doesn't matter. Does it really matter? But
It doesn't, but don't call it WAP. Like that shit sounds goofy.
You sound like a white grandpa, dude. What is
Look.
this WAP they're all talking about?
But all I'm saying is, girls, they feel like they're getting the shorter end of the stick, but I also feel like they're not helping their case when they go ahead and project that image of themselves like that.
Here comes the feminist in the comments.
I know, but I'm just saying it's a fact. It's a fact.
Well,
it's facts, but
I had a conversation with a couple girls about this the other day.
Oh, you made a mistake. That's already a mistake.
No. Because it was like actual productive conversation. Because it was about the idea that like, they did agree with my point about artists like Cardi B more so. Their point was too, like, it depends on the artist. Like if the artist actually does things like for women outside of music, and I guess Megan actually does a lot for women like outside of the music platform. Like there is a difference to them in that. And again, though, there is some truth, I think, to what they say. They're like, dudes do get away with a lot more, like, sexual shit. I feel like it's true.
That's true.
I think it comes down to, though, you know how when you go into a job interview, you're supposed to look your best, right? And how you want to be perceived.
Right.
Bro, if you're just walking around looking like a whore, chances are people are going to call you.
But does that does that also mean, though, like men and such should have the right to act on that too, though? Because
I also don't think it's
different. That's completely different.
But I also think.
But I'm just saying, because then dudes then go, oh well, you look like it, and you're like, you know what I mean? Like,
I was gonna say that because I feel like it's not fair to a lot of girls who just want to, wear somewhat revealing clothing, but they don't have the intention of even coming off like this sexy, or even like they're trying to show off their body or whatever. It could just be hot outside. But the problem, I think, too, is that guys are just really perverted, and it makes it hard.
Honestly,
it makes this like weird line. I'll let you finish. Well, that's how I view it too.
Honestly, it's all about discretion. Like, and me and Jalen had this conversation before. It's all about discretion. Like this is like based off someone's judgment of what that person is wearing. So if you get like, say, 5 guys and a female walk by wearing a dress that's too revealing, I'm pretty sure not all of them is going to have the same opinion. Usually, let me tell you something. Usually, when a female looks like a slut, niggas don't care. Like, we just be like, damn, she bad. We don't sit up there and be like, ugh, oh my God, why is she dressed like that? That's some gay shit. On some real shit.
That's a good point.
So if anything, it's the females that do that shit. They be like, oh my gosh, she dressed so slutty. Like, who is she trying to impress? And don't get me wrong, like, it's been plenty of times like where trust me, there's a limit to this shit. When you go out and it's like you see females like that's just like dressed tacky as a bitch, and you think to yourself like, what the fuck? Like, is she really wearing that? Like, real shit. But even most of the time it's the ugly bitches doing it. So that's why we have something to say about that.
Oh my God.
You are going off rip.
Yo.
Nah, no funny shit. But no funny shit. No funny shit. But no, real shit. Like, there's like I said, there's a limit to like when it comes to a female dressed in a certain way.
Right.
And just like a dude, like, I wouldn't say that because, like, first of all, us dudes, we don't give a shit. Like, we dress hard.
Okay, realistically, how often do guys actually, like, you're never going to see
you don't see men walking around in, like, thongs, bro.
I'm about to say, can a dude even really do that, though? Like, like,
it's kind of to the point where it's like...
I mean, like, unless you're Magic Mike, the male stripper, I don't feel like there's any other way you can really, like... get
Yeah.
your shit to show.
Bro,
Like,
not only that, but you're not gonna have anyone that associates with you. Like, you can't nobody be seen with someone who's just out there rolling like that.
That's a
oh
good
no,
point.
no, it's 2021. Everyone, no, everyone has someone in 2021. That's bullshit.
Bro, you have someone that you know that just rolls around in like speedos and thongs, like just on the regular.
I don't. But I'm
Honestly-
saying someone on Twitter, I'm sure knows.
Honestly, you can't do that because they like you can't do that because it's considered public nudity.
That is a good point too.
You can't do that because like I said, it's a limit. Like if you imagine a grown ass man walking around the mall with a fucking speedo.
That'd just be
They're gonna-
funny.
you know how many complaints that is for a man to walk around with a fucking speedo on the mall,
But
not even
Parish,
wearing shoes.
Bro,
there's
he get
this
pepper
weird
sprayed. I'm not gonna
disbalance.
lie.
Because if a women did that though, they just say it was a bathing suit. So
no,
it's like, where's
they
the
can't
line?
do that because
They
it has to
can,
be at an
though.
appropriate
No.
setting.
No, they can't. No, there are like certain like legal like limits on shit like that.
Right. It has to be an appropriate setting. Like if they were at the beach, then fine. But if they're at a place, like I said, it
Oh.
also depends on the like appropriate setting.
Bro, you can't go
If
into
you
a
go-
restaurant like that.
Right. They're not gonna let you in. They're not gonna seat you.
That shit would be hilarious.
That would be.
Right. You know it's gonna be that one.
No,
bitch
that was
like,
just
"Oh,
interesting.
we're trying to eat
I just
here."
wanted to bring that up. I just want to bring that up to the minds of everyone, you know, just to think about the other perspective, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the whole point, you know, like I said. And what's crazy is like we have this tainted reputation as niggas that we're just like dogs, basically. And a lot of the time, dudes prove us right. They prove them right.
They really
Not
do.
us right. I'm sorry. They prove them right. And you know, it really makes it no better. And
Right.
it fucks a lot of people up, you know. But realistically, like this shit has been happening, you know, when it comes to like discretion about like the weigh-ins of like of what a male does versus what a female does. And I feel like yes, females have a lot more limitations. I mean, shit, you can't have a female walking around with her titties out at the beach like a dude would, but
Right.
you know,
Speak for yourself. Hello. Stop that bullshit, bro. You're telling me that opportunity comes, you go, nah, man. You see,
No, I'm saying
there's
like
some legal limits here,
realistically,
lady, bro.
I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Hold on. You're saying you wouldn't care if your woman wanted to go out in the beach with her tits out? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, she's not
If
going
it's
nowhere.
my woman,
Everybody else could do it, but she can't.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Just
but nah,
making
if we're in a relationship, no. That's another thing. That's all of like if a female. That's another thing. When a female is in a relationship and they do that shit, wear revealing clothes, that's disrespectful. Off rip, that is disrespectful. And the reason I say that is because when you wear revealing clothes, obviously, even though your intentions is to look cute, but at the same time, you know in the back of your head that that shit is gonna draw attention from other dudes. And there is no way you can convince me that you're just wearing it because it's cute. Fuck
But
no.
all I'm saying, but my point before was that's really unfair to women that it's like that. And I'm not saying
Bro,
you're right.
that's been history,
You're right.
though. That's
It's
been
unfair,
history.
but it's reality. But it's just unfair. I just wanted to put that out there.
Well, fuck. Life is unfair because you know why? Because when you start dating, when you start like when you go out and like say your wife want to just, you know, she wants to wear something for you. You know, like I said, there's nothing wrong with like a certain, you know, a dress, you know, a little cleavage here and there. But some bitches be going overboard. You can't lie. No disrespect to females. Not all bitches is bitches. But
yo, bro.
You said that
just-
too late.
no, I-
You should have said that like
Jalen.
5 minutes ago when you were just calling them out.
5
Like,
minutes. You should
golly.
have said that from the start of the episode.
I mean, well, I said it now.
Yeah.
I said it now. Shit, I acknowledged it. That's all that matters. But but yeah, like if I feel like like I said, everybody knows the limits. Everybody knows the limits. It's like morals. It's all about morals.
You think everybody
And
has morals?
no, it's all about morals. Now, everybody does not have morals. That's why we're having a conversation right now. But like I said, it's just all about right from wrong. Like if something is too revealing, it'll draw attention. And then in the comments, they're gonna be like, well, what if there's something that's not as, revealing, but people are still staring? And that is true. And that's why Jalen said that is unfair. Because like it don't take much for like a nigga to stare.
It really doesn't.
Bro, you just have to walk out the house and someone's gonna be looking at you.
And that's why it's like, even with a female, and it's funny because I feel like every girl I see has a boyfriend, but every guy I see has the less chance. And I feel like it's because the expectations are different, right? Like guys, they get any girl,
well,
and they're like, okay.
No. I was gonna say the reason that is, it's way. I've said this before. I don't think to you, but it's way easier for a girl to start a relationship, and it's way easier for a guy to end it. Like,
you think it's easier for a guy to end a relationship?
Yeah, I kind of disagree.
Absolutely.
With that. I disagree with that.
No, easily. Oh my god, dude.
It's equal.
No, I think girls have more power in that aspect.
No way, bro. No way. I feel like dudes, like, they just get bored. So once they're bored, they're like, it's over.
But girls do that same thing. I don't think that's a gender thing. I think that's a people thing. That's a people thing.
No, bro. I think. Well, okay, but you guys haven't disagreed with me saying it's easier for girls to start the relationship.
Because that's true. Because
that's just a fact.
Girls are like, they are basically the ones that. How do I even put this? They're the ones at the buffet. They have
they hold the keys.
Yeah, they have the keys. And you're basically asking for the door. You're asking to be let in the house. That's basically how it is.
Exactly. That's all I'm trying to say, man. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know. It's just really interesting to think about. And then obviously you have different racial communities and their relationship dynamics with women. About.
Hello. Thank you. You have made it this far into today's episode. Hope you're enjoying the conversation. I know that we were when we were actually partaking in it. Anyways, this next upcoming conversation is when we dove into discussing stereotypes and whether or not those stereotypes accurately depict what they're trying to convey. Hope you enjoy the rest of the episode, and this is the last time you will get a Grable from me. So we were talking about how stereotypes towards
how much weight they hold.
Americans, how much weight they hold and how much influence those stereotypes affect the community and how true they are and stuff like that.
Well, the only reason I say it's not that they're true. I guess it's just that some stereotypes come from nothing. Does that make sense? Like if I said,
like you mean fabricated, right?
Yeah, like I can't just make up a stereotype about somebody just when I'm lying in bed one day and going, damn, all people that look like Dan, crazy. Like just for talking to Dan one time. Like that's not how that works.
Okay, wait. But to that point, do you not think there is a sense of unnecessary fear or this kind of side eye that all white people kind of have deep within them towards black people? I still remember this story.
Absolutely.
I think
black people have the same thing with white people, though.
But hold on.
It's have a mutual fear.
That's not unnecessary. We have actual reason to be terrified.
Whoa. or white police officers. If I'm a
not just
Jalen,
police officers.
you're telling me right now if you did Jalen.
It's not just
you're
fear,
telling me right now
it's
if you saw me
trust,
on the
Michael.
street,
You have to
you're
understand.
afraid of me.
Like that's the thing. It's not just literal fear of
But
life
Jalen,
or death. It's not always like that.
Trust is Jalen. Trust is mutual.
What is your point?
Trust goes both ways. Like,
yeah, but I'm saying I'm by nature. Okay, maybe this goes by nature.
Wait,
I think everyone. What?
I was just gonna say this real quick that black people on average typically have a lot more to lose when trust is on their side of the court.
That's true too, but I was also gonna. Oh shit! I think I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh shit, my bad.
That's a shame. Dan really just cock blocked me there, but I'm gonna let it slide.
my bad. By the way, I really am not trying to at all sound like what's the word? Like
Never
demeaning.
apologize for your
opinion,
inputs unless they're just like straight up wrong. Then you have to
racist. Yeah. Right. I'm not really trying to say like.
I remember now. I was going to say to that point of mutual trust. I feel like every race is going to obviously feel more comfortable around people that are like them. But I feel like with black people, even more so, because we rarely feel safe anywhere. So when we finally find people that we know we can click, especially like I've had a few black friends that I just they it's funny, I met this one dude. It was I forgot where I was at. It was like this tutoring place, right? And I'm just in line and he looks at me, he goes, "Oh yeah, what's popping?" You know, we dab up. And I'm like, "Oh, do I know you from somewhere?" He's just like, "Nah, we both black. We cool now." I was like, "Oh, okay." But like that's just how it is. I feel like, and that's how it kind of has to be. We like if we don't stick together, it's like, dude, we're gonna either tear ourselves apart, like what you were saying, black on black crime, or we're just never gonna achieve something.
Right.
We're never gonna make things change.
That so I guess just my thing is though, right, is like I don't know where I'm going, but it's just like thinking about like, you know, it's crazy because like there's so many dynamics today. Like I think that like I don't even know, like it's really hard to put into words.
Well, I'll say this: like everyone's like thoughts on like other groups of people or like races. I'm pretty sure whether they come from like family, like I don't want to say indoctrination of those thoughts, but family influence,
Yeah.
or they come from their own personal experiences with like people from that group.
Oh, of course. Like,
right.
Yeah, if you're born into a family that has certain views on Native Americans or white people or black people, you might growing up feeling some type of way towards them for this or that reason. But that's just at that point, I don't blame that kid. That's just how they were raised, and a lot of the time it's just ignorance.
I don't know about. I won't blame them. Like at a certain age, I feel like you have some level of responsibility to fix that.
I'm just saying for the initial planting of the seed, that's not the kid's fault, you know? But I think that's why it's up for this next generation. It's up to people that know that shit is ignorant to correct it so we can make the world a better place.
But we're not doing that. But we're already not doing that.
We're not. But I completely agree.
I think what we do now is then we just go, oh, you see, all white people are like this. Or, oh, like, just cancel them to oblivion and they'll learn.
See,
like,
I think, like, minority groups, especially now due to, like, media, like, It's getting to the point where like anytime a minority group says or like does something, no matter like how out of place or how like racist it may be, it just slides because white people are in that apologetic phase of like rebuilding this relationship and country.
Yeah,
I don't really get what you
that's
mean.
interesting because
So,
well,
say for instance, like
you,
people are going off about like police or like these Southern Republicans. Say for
Right.
instance that someone could go out and say like, "Oh, all these old white men are just like evil rapists and they hate black people and any other minority." No one's gonna check them and be like, "Whoa." Then let's bring that back a bit. Like, you can't just like generalize all of those people just because like a few of them do those types of things.
Mm. You're saying more people
interesting because
are.
I've said that before. I always comment back to people that say stuff like that. I say that's pretty funny because that sounds like you're stereotyping or like racial profiling a group, which you're fundamentally upset about. But then argument.
But that's what I was saying
I
before.
agree.
It gets to that point where it's like you're becoming what you despise. So that's why it's like somebody's got to be the bigger man. And it doesn't even feel right saying that because throughout history, what black people have been through from day one, and it continues today. It like I said, I feel like there is some arbitrary obligation or pass that we get for feeling a certain way towards white people, but I don't think that gives us. I don't think anybody should be, going around and being completely against someone just because of how they look, because that just leads to overall
I have a
ignorance.
question.
Yeah.
And it's unrelated, but it's just a genuine question. So, how does the African American community talk about the fact or the idea that black people sold black people into slavery?
Well,
Like, I'm just genuinely wondering because, like, things like because I know a lot of like not Republicans, but like edgy white kids' responses to things are, "Oh, well, they sold themselves into slavery too," and that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to ask just because a lot of times it's not because I don't know. I don't know where I was going, but I was just wondering.
Okay, so I got this. So let's say, for instance, Michael, let's say I break into your home, right? And I have a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I say, hey, I can either take you or like a sibling of yours, and I might compensate you for that. Are you gonna like sell out your sibling, or are you just gonna take that L?
I see. Okay.
You said it better than I would have said it. So.
Because that's how it seems to me. Like you have people just invading your land, coming with technology you may or may not have ever seen before, telling you, hey, we're going to take some of your people or we're going to take you.
I'm just wondering. I was just wondering. That's all. It really wasn't like an intentional haha. But yeah, I'm just wondering. Interesting.
I feel like a lot of real topics though like that are lacking from African American households, which is why there's such a disconnect from um from our culture and where we really come from, and honestly just how black people are perceived overall and how we think we have to act as a black person. I talked a lot about this before, but growing up, I I wasn't ashamed for being black, but my image of what it means to be black now was so different from when I was younger because in my household, I mean, my dad kind of sort of instilled a sense of cultural awareness in me, but my mom really did it um, more so than my dad because that's really a lot what she was about. But
Right.
growing up, all around me, I thought, yo, kind of like you were saying, these stereotypes to an extent, it's almost like, yo, you kind of keep on following suit when you should really be cutting with spades. So what are you doing?
See,
But
I didn't have that problem though. Like I grew up in a bubble compared to you.
My
right,
bad. What topic we on?
we're oh wow, we
Well,
switched
let's
up
see. The
drastically.
first thing we talked about, the first thing we talked about, which was hilarious, was how you thought I was black. So we have that off rip.
I didn't say anything about that. What?
Nigga, you came in and said we all niggas, bro. Came in hot. You're like,
I didn't mean it as in like black. I mean, we all do. We all got
Oh,
it.
that works too. That I am for sure. That I am for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you know fucking sound like that, there's an issue. Right?
No, so then now we're talking about how how stereotypes kind of define a community or how people perceive a community and how true that is, and then sometimes how wrong it is. And basically now I was talking about how I feel like there's a lack of cultural awareness instilled in African American households, which is another reason why we grow up and we be that's not English. We act certain ways and we grow up and we look up to certain people who tell us basically what it means to be black when it's really just not the case at all. It's just what it means to our image of what it means is just completely incorrect, and it's very, let me put it this way. It's like if they made an anime adaptation of African manga, that shit is like they completely said fuck the source material. That's basically what it's like.
Yeah, when it comes to stereotypes, I feel like where it originated from was like people's prejudice mindset. You know, when you prejudice as fuck, you know this is what you think of like, you know, the other race.
That's what I was saying.
And basically, you know, that's where it came from. You know, it's like a game of telephone. You know, when people hear about it, you know, certain, you know, people, they feel like it's true, especially young people. They feel like it's true because they see it. But that's not, like you said, that's not always the case because, well, first of all, what it means to be black is the same meaning of being a human being in general. So, you know, it's just so much shit that's just like, you know, we grow up witnessing, and you know the things that we see and you know we hear. It's like is it true? Like, is it like that? Like, it's like, but people don't sit there. Like, let's be real. Like I say, about 85% of people don't sit there and wonder. They just take it in.
Yep.
You know,
They don't
like I said, there's
question.
very.
They don't
Go
question
ahead.
whether or not like what they're taking in is actually accurate, and that's what Dan was saying earlier. Like we're just so quick to accept now instead of argue.
I have a question for the three of you, I guess. Because I asked my friends this earlier.
Hold on, Michael. Your mic is weird.
They gave me.
Yeah, you're muffled.
Hold on. Oh, you know what it is? Hold up. All right, is that better? That should be better.
yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, I sometimes for some reason if the wire is like near my neck or something, it gets it all like messed up. But
I'm gonna have to edit so much shit. Continue.
do you believe it's possible for black people to be racist?
Yes.
Yes.
Because we have genuinely reached a point in society. Okay. I'm just wondering because I feel like, and Dan, you were kind of talking about this earlier, but I feel like white people today are very
Afraid.
what's the word? They're over correcting. If that makes sense. Like, I'm not saying, by the way, with that, like, oh, we shouldn't do anything, like, but I feel like now, if a minority says something, right, and it could be like the most radical idea, like white people should all get onto an island and then we nuke the island, and then we'll go, oh, well, that's okay, like, sure, you can think that. It's like, What?
Well,
Like,
damn.
I know
Who
that
the
was
fuck
kind of
thought
an
of that?
well, I know it's a
extreme.
rat.
That was like
No, but okay, but like, but the point is like things like they're very like, for example, this is an amendment that was made to Black Lives Matter. One of the biggest things at first of Black Lives Matter was the deconstruction of the nuclear family.
Bro, that shit
like
was crazy. That shit was
exactly,
crazy.
and then a sports talks host brought it up. Marcellus Wiley, he was like, "But family is what the African American community needs."
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So they eventually made that amendment, but no, I feel like though white people and other people definitely knew that, but there are definitely stats about how African Americans and obviously families struggle to remain together and shit like that. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like there are stats about it, and people do know it. But again, if white person said it, they don't want to be seen as racist, or they don't want to be seen as whatever. But I feel like there is that overcorrecting. Like, I don't want to say anything because you have already been through enough to some extent. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, with that being said, it's like this. When it comes to well, first of all, you are right. They do know that shit. Like when it comes to because when you look at the minorities, I say specifically African Americans, they there was just so many statistics on the African Americans. That's how we're like a prime, example or a target or even anything. And going back to what you were saying about the possibility of a black person being racist, that shit is true because there's actually black people that are racist against other black people, whether you know it or
Yep.
not.
Uncle Tom.
So, not even just Uncle Tom's, like real shit. If you go to any other, well, first of all, there's a variety of black people, just like there's a variety of white people and Asian people.
Right.
When you look at like certain people, like certain Africans, they feel like you're not black because like with your mix with you're not like because you're not African, like a full blood African, you're not black, and it's fucked up because we didn't ask to be slaves, but just like for example the Germans, how they attack the Jews, fuck shit. But the Jews is not a Jewish person is not like that's not a race of people. But
Right,
Whoa,
but
wait, whoa, hold up. We're not saying they're a race.
yeah, they're not like there's no such thing as a like a Jewish like a Jewish like blood like Jewish is like more of like what you believe in, like a Christian or
I
Buddhist.
thought that was like a religion. Not like a religion, but like
Yeah.
yeah.
There's Hebrews. Yes.
Okay. I get what you're saying now.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say.
okay.
But the majority of them, they were white too. They had white blood, but the Germans, they fucked them up. Sadly, that was tragic, and they didn't ask for that. But like I said,
Bro,
with going back,
there's another one, man. No, you're good. No, that's just another group throughout history, man.
Mm-hmm.
That just cannot like catch the break, like.
Mm-hmm.
Keep
But
going
real
though.
shit, they can real shit. Yeah, true. But they got so much power now. It's crazy. It's true because they and they ain't nothing wrong with that because like what type of people would we be, to prey on somebody else's downfall?
Right.
They just doing what they gotta do, and but what's crazy is that they have more access now. If you really think about it, like us black people, we still waiting on reparations, but
Right.
like they have way more access now. They really do.
Right.
I think. Oh, go ahead.
I think the reason for that is okay. The best way to describe it is the trauma that happened, right, was a lot quicker. So what I mean by that is like, okay, so the trauma of slavery, right, was a slow, long, more deliberate. I don't know if that deliberate's the right word, but set of time, right? The hundreds of years. Like, so for people, right? They're like, oh, well, that shit already happened. Like, you know what I mean? Like time has passed. Yeah, whatever. Like, it's nothing you can do. But the Jews, what happened to them, right, was like a 5-6 year span. It was almost like that trauma on crack. It was just like 1,000 miles an hour. So I think the reason that happened then was it was a lot easier for people to rationalize it. Does that make sense? Because like it wasn't like that always. It wasn't like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if I'm making sense or not, but
I hear what you're trying to say, but I feel like when it comes to like the reason like the Jews, like, you know, people really feel sorry for the Jews is because
it was
like
recent.
I said, not only that it was recent, because it like I said, bullshit is still happening, but not only that it was recent, but there is so many people that are Jews that are powerful already. They're Jews also. Not to mention, you know, they stressed it a lot. And like I said, anybody could be a Jew, you know, even a black man could be a Jew, you know. But you know, it's a variety of people that could be Jews, and a lot of you know, a lot of people, like I said, of that was already powerful, you know, their religion was Judaism. So that's why, you know, they really stress that shit. That's what I personally feel. You know, well, I'm not feel, but think. But and the reason, like compared to slavery, you know, it's like they just want to sweep that shit under the rug. You know, and slavery been happening for hundreds of years. And they want to sweep it under the rug. And, you know, only black people were slaves, you know, and Native Americans, and even some Hispanics. Even the Spaniards, they was enslaving their own. So, but like I said, we're not talking about different countries. Yeah,
when you say reparations, what do you have in mind? I guess that I guess is my question.
That shit ain't never happening, bro.
You right. But reparations in mind, like way before the pandemic, was something like a stimulus, at least. Because if you really think about it, most of these black families, yeah, they get government assistance, but it ain't much. You know what I'm saying? And
I think a large part of the problem is that we don't really support ourselves. Like, we don't support black-owned businesses and stuff like that, which doesn't really give us any opportunity to rise from that gutter. But to that same point, how many black-owned businesses do you actually see around? Well, okay, I'm from New York, or upstate New York.
Bro, so, Rochester got a bunch of black-owned businesses.
Well,
they do, but they don't get that much
hype. They don't get that much traction, or it's also like me personally, I don't want to buy stuff like that I don't want just cause like I ain't got money like that to just go around and support businesses like I'm rich. I can't do that. So
I would say it also comes down to, though, like you have bigger corporations that move in that sell either like similar products or have a wider variety of things.
Exactly.
So it just makes it easier to be like, oh, well, I know this name brand company has these things that I want. Now, this other company may be like a localized thing that may have some of the things, but it won't have everything.
That's a small business problem everywhere. That is always a small.
And that's another problem. Like, that's another thing. Most black people that want to like start a business, start a franchise, they're not granted those loans because they have to go to the bank and get a loan. Like nobody just says, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna pull fucking about $5 million out my ass and then just
Right.
invest in invest in a company or invest in myself, I should say." They're only granted. That's why Rochester has so many black owned businesses, but they're little mom and pop joints. That's only going to keep them comfortable. You know, because we support it. Maybe not as much because we're so used to go to the Asians, the Arabs, anybody else but our own. But you know, like I said, a lot of these places, they're just restaurants, little mini marts. That's literally all they are, and
Yeah.
nothing more. Like if you come, like, well, Jalen knows this. Like if you look, the other half of Grease Ridge Mall is nothing but a store owned by Arabs. It's crazy as
Yeah.
fuck. Nobody goes in there, but there's like fucking. Let me count. Fucking, because Rosa worked that one. That's somebody me and Jalen know. It was fucking Podium. That was like the first one. This big ass store, looked flashy as fuck, selling these expensive ass clothes nobody never heard of.
Yep. I know
So,
exactly what you're talking about too.
yep, it's a lot of places, but that's just a prime example, of what. And what's crazy, the foreigners are granted so much shit, bro. It's crazy, bro. Because when they come over here, they're given shit. Before a stimulus was a stimulus, they was given a stimulus when they came over here, and they was given like loads of fucking money, and that's where all our fucking tax money was going, whether you guys know it or not. But you
Hmm.
know, that's why they get these businesses and they go so far because they're granted that money. I don't know why, but they
See,
won't. They sure won't.
That does make sense.
Get,
That's why you always see like
right.
Arab, like all these businesses owned by foreigners. That makes a lot of sense.
but
Yeah.
they're like either the top, like the best of the best that are coming from their country, or they come in like a group of like 8 to 10 people that are
Yeah.
all striving for
They
like the same thing.
Yeah, and I bet you they know each other because, like I said, it's the same people. It's the same people. It's the whole family come from wherever. It ain't about the best of the best. It's what they're granted. Like I said, it be fucking people coming from nothing, getting these big ass stores, and like all types of stuff. Like they own salons, nail shops. And that's big. Over everywhere else because everybody need to go to the hair store. But you know, they like fucking that was on the news the other day. Jalen, they just opened up some sort of like a Asian market or something. It's like 5 of them on Lyle Avenue.
Bro,
Word.
you're just
And
bro, you're just throwing out places.
nah, fuck that. That shit was on the news. That shit was on the news. Like, but yeah, they opened like all these fucking, local. They're not even mini marts. They're actual grocery stores. And yeah, and that's just like I said, when they come over here, they're given so much money, so therefore they can start a business. And real shit, not on no righteous shit, but a powerful African American is a threat. That's just real. That's real shit. Cause not even on a prejudice shit. That's just real. Because like I said, even when African American wants to do the best he can, and achieve, which is possible, but it's rare.
I could not
Bro,
agree more. And
see,
that's the point I was trying. I'm gonna just say one thing. I just want to let this out. So my thing is this. Just like what you said, Parish, a lot of us, especially growing up, we don't understand how great we can be. We have this mindset to settle, and we basically just see, we have this image of what it means to be black and how we're supposed to act hard and do all this other crazy shit that half of us don't even want to be
Mm-hmm.
doing anyways, right? And it keeps us in this bubble. It keeps us on lock to
Mm-hmm.
do this and basically remain in this system, the trap that they set for us, instead of actually
Mm-hmm.
striving to become something greater that can really make our community better and And honestly, that it took me a while to realize the potential in myself. I had a lot of self doubt, and uh I had a lot of reflecting, but
Mhm.
I feel like that's something that really should be um more of a essential uh thing that should be in African American households, is just
Mhm.
instilling that sense of cultural identity and knowing where you come from, because it is really powerful and life changing. It's very eye opening. And that
Yeah.
was it. That was my piece.
See, I would say though, like at watching some black people though, it's crazy how like if say for instance someone has like a dream, like black people be quick to shit on those other people that like have aspirations of doing something like business.
That's
Like
true.
like
That
they
That's
is
don't get
true.
the
But like,
respect that
but
like they
see, yeah,
need.
that's true. But that all, I'm sorry, I'm not even to cut you off. But that all goes back to what Jalen was saying, that like with all these stereotypes, that's what keeps us in a bubble. And the stereotypes, like literally, is just ingrained, like engraved in our fucking heads to the point where we like, oh, that's bullshit. You ain't never gonna do that. You know,
Yep.
we just like you said, we shit on each other. But yeah, go back. You can go back to what you're saying.
So like I think it comes down to also like me and Jalen talked about this like earlier, but it was like most black people they don't well most black men I should say to specify like we don't have like good role models that are like model citizens or like own businesses or are productive members of society on average,
Nope.
which hurts.
Yeah.
Hmm. But you
And
know what's crazy? We got comfortable. I'm not gonna sit up here and say, oh yeah, black people, we wasn't able to get this, that, and the other, just solely say that. Because there are there are niggas out here that gets comfortable. Real
That's what I
shit.
was saying. They settle. They settle for less
Hmm.
because they're fine with where they are.
Right. They
Absolutely.
want mediocre shit. And they waiting, for the next year when tax season comes. That's real shit.
Yeah.
That's the yeah, you right. You right. But you know, that's like I said, I was talking to Jalen a long time ago about how we became like how we all settled for less when we was given government jobs and the Black Panther Party was broken up. So back in back in the 60s, after the Black Panther Party was broken up by the fucking police, SWAT, and the mafia on top of that, they it was either people who sold out or people who went to jail. And those people who sold out end up getting government jobs, and they settled, you know, they didn't want to go to jail. They wasn't standing for what they want, and they was like, you know what? It ain't no winning this battle. Which I can't blame them, because like I don't want to fucking go to jail. But at the
Right.
same time, those are the ones who actually ended up successful, believe it or not, because you know why? They started kissing ass, dead ass. They started kissing ass. The people who went to jail, they families was broken up, and that's another thing. Back to that's where the stereotype began. Oh, you ain't got your daddy or
Yep.
your mama on drugs or whatever. That's where it started, and that's when the drugs came in too. Because this is a depression. All of our people done got killed. Well, I mean all of them, but most of them got killed, or they in jail, or they sold us out. We never thought, we would be sold out. So this was a strategy from the beginning, ever since the Black Panther was even heard about. And so with that being said, and it's crazy, all this shit originated the same time after the Black Panther, was broken up. You had CPS, you had FEMA, um, fucking what's that shit? That's child support. All that shit. It was used to destroy us, and basically keep us in this bubble. And like I said, stereotypes. That's where it came from. Like, oh, you got food stamps, nigga? You broke your shit. You know, black you know.
Hold on. How many of us were actually on food stamps? Because I still remember the fucking
Shit,
the
I
box.
ain't ashamed
Yeah.
either.
Nah, I wasn't.
The
I was, motherfucker. My mom was a single mother.
yes, sir.
Like I said, she did what she can. She ain't give a fuck. She was not gonna let her pride make us. But yeah, that's true. Yep, I was on that shit until she got married. But yeah, yeah, that's one of the like all those factors is what's keeping us in this bubble, because you know, real shit. You know, we chastise, you know, black people. You know, they were strong about discipline. You know, chastising your kids. You know, kids today they out of control, nigga. Shit, why?
Yeah. They wildin'.
but yeah, that's, you know, and they didn't like that shit, so they created CPS. And they also created CPS because the daddies wasn't around, and you know, it used to be this regulation where you needed both parents in order to have a kid, but they cut that shit out because that wasn't fair, because they either was dead or in jail. But
And to that
yeah, they
same
cut
point,
that
I
shit.
want to connect that real quick to what Dan was saying
Yeah,
earlier
you did.
about us having a lack of actual role models. That
Uh-huh.
completely connects to what you're saying, where a lot of us don't even grow up
Yeah.
without fathers because they're just dipshits and they leave for whatever reason. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it made, basically, I say black people was made, African Americans was made, because like you was saying, yeah, we had no role models. All we had to depend on our mothers, you know, and you know, the women, they was handling this shit hard. They man was in jail, you know, for the ones that didn't, you know, the ones that sold out, they was cool, but they man was in jail. They or they was dead. So they was depressed. They started taking drugs and shit. Not then what? What you got? You got a kid that's being raised by the block
Yep.
because he has no mother. His father isn't around. You know, that's what it was. And another thing, the government about child support and FEMA is basically food stamp and that other shit. It was something else. But child support was another thing. And abortion clinics. Child support, which a lot of fucking females use to this very day for no reason. You could be the best dad in the world. Shit. I hope I ain't got no law. But shit. Damn, we having this podcast. This nigga Jalen talk about I got a kid somewhere. What they put my black child support?
Look, you better hope
This is
your kids ain't hugging the blocks.
Like I said,
this is just
fuck that. I'm glad I shouldn't have said nothing. But so, you know, yeah, back to child support, you know, they use that because that's also what keeps a man in debt. That shit don't go away
Yep.
until they're 18, and they take that shit out your check.
Oh no.
Sometimes
It actually, I talked to my dad. I think child support is the dumbest thing ever. And let me say why. I think for dads who actually are there for their kid's life, they should not have to pay child support. Because my dad,
that's what I said.
yes, exactly. 100%. And it's you're actually wrong. It's not just when they turn 18. My dad has to keep on paying child support until I get out of
Yeah,
college.
until they pay it off. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. Thank you for correcting me.
That's insane.
It is insane. It is insane. Then you gotta pay that shit off. The deadline is usually 18 when you, like, you know, consistently pay it and pay it and pay it. But 9 times out of 10, it don't go towards a fucking kid. It goes towards the mother.
Yep.
So all, like I said, the only way a man could be put on child support is if the mother and the father is living in the same house. That is the only time they can't do that. Literally. But if they're separate, but the dad, you know, is checking in, you know, taking care of the kids,
It's over.
you know, feeding them.
Yeah, it's keys. They just get done dirty.
Child support automatically. If you have no custody of those kids, you are on child support.
Bro, even if you have custody, you can still get hit with child support.
Okay, I didn't know that. Are you serious?
Bro, yeah, bro. What's it called? my dad when he was getting divorced, right? If my mom didn't get called out essentially for cutting hours to make her salary lower, he'd have got hit with that shit, bro.
Wow,
Even though they had half time, bro.
that's
But
crazy.
see, at the same time, they was divorced. They was divorced. That's another part. That shit. If she ain't signed no motherfucking prenup, he wouldn't have got hit with no child support. That's just real shit. No, scratch that. He would have still got hit.
Scratch it.
Yeah, scratch that. He would have still got hit because they're not in the same house anymore.
Gotten hit with it.
Mm-hmm. But shit, that's a nightmare. Listen, you find out you got hit with child support, you might as well kill yourself.
Oh my god.
I'm dead.
What
Bro,
a
can't
take.
you get arrested for like dodging
Child,
that shit,
if
bro?
your
What a
dad
take.
kills himself, you know why.
Yeah, it's the
No,
child's
no.
fault. It's the child's fault, obviously.
No. The reason I say that is because you remain in debt. You can't pay for shit when you're on child support. That's a fat ass bill. That's like a leech.
It's literally almost like $1,000 a month. And if it's another, like, that's just for one
Bro,
kid.
it's like a third.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like a third,
it's probably
bro.
even more than that, depending on what the situation is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like literally
yeah.
paying off college loans. But
Yeah.
worse. It's actually worse.
You don't pay that shit off
way
in
worse.
time. It's just
Yeah.
like a college loan. Except I don't think there's interest in child support.
Bro, if there was interest, man, it'd be over.
It's
Yeah,
called
that
back
should be
child
keys.
support. It's back child support. That's what
That
it is.
would be keys.
But yeah, that's what I was saying. You know, child support is another thing.
Yeah.
That you know, that
You guys should definitely like do an episode, just the three of you guys. I feel like that'd be pretty interesting to have happen.
Why?
Well, no,
like you just feel.
No, it's just like I'm just sort of vibing here. I'm just like, yeah, this is interesting. But what I can't get to go. Yeah, you know,
you don't have any input.
My black ass, you know, being out here doing like what am I?
Hold on.
Like what am I going to sit here and
It's
be
like
like?
a skit.
On the topic of child support, I don't really think you have to be black to have an input on that.
Hell no,
Well,
but no, it'll fuck you up worse if you black. I'm telling you.
All I'm gonna say is, find yourself a woman that can't get.
Nigga, get married. Get married.
No,
I don't believe in marriage, but get married. No,
Yeah,
I don't
if it's
believe in that shit.
married,
But for the sake of child support, get married.
Bro,
Just make her sign a prenup. That's all I gotta say. Just make her sign a prenup.
If you get married, bro, and you get a house together, bro, say goodbye to your house if you get divorced.
Yeah,
especially
like,
with divorce rates now, bro. Like that shit's
even
just not
worse.
worth it.
No, but that's because the reason I think divorce rates are up though is because people are in a rush to get married.
Yep.
Is that people see what it's like and they're like, oh, this is what marriage has to be. So they just find a girl or a guy that's like good looking and kind of shares an interest. So you're just like, oh, okay, well there it is. Bada bing, bada boom, we're done now.
They're the one. They
It's
get
like-
married. They get married at like 20. Think they got all the shit figured out, and then they realize that the dude like shares toothbrushes and
Or the girl or whatever,
and puts
yeah.
socks in their pancakes, and then they're like, "Yo, what are we doing? I made a mistake."
I'm calling the cops if my loved one is putting socks in their pancakes, dog. Like, there's something wrong there.
But the police, nigga, called her. Yeah, she need to go to psych ward.
I'll call fucking Ghostbusters, whatever it needs to be. But like, that's the other thing. Is like, I feel like love now is like romance movies are like the worst thing for love today. Like,
Honestly,
I feel like we now have like, it's funny enough, but like a romanticized version of romance. You know,
You
part of it is
calling me out
music.
like this? Is that your intent?
Whoa, what do you mean he's calling you out? What you trying to say?
No, I'm just playing.
No, but like, I mean, really think about it though. Like, songs and like movies and like all this stuff like makes love just seem like just like end all be all. That if you don't have it, you are absolutely like fucked.
Yeah.
Like, period. Like
How
that's
the fuck
it.
we go from talking about Black Panther parties and statistics and shit to talk about romance movies?
Parish, you're supposed to. You
White
don't acknowledge
people.
the segues. It just
I'm
happens.
It
just
just happened.
saying.
White people. That's how.
All right, continue.
Also, just randomly, my friend just texted me. It is my birthday now. I did not even realize that.
Happy
He
birthday, my
texted me.
Happy
I
birthday.
forgot it's the
Happy birthday,
birthday
buddy.
episode. Forgot about that.
Yeah, technically now it is. My friend texted me. He goes, "Happy birthday, man!" I almost responded, "Dude, it's not until tomorrow." And then I looked up and looked at the time. I go, "Oh, well, it is tomorrow, technically."
How old are you now?
But yeah, I'm 19.
You
Bro, you
old-
joined the club.
You need a call
old
from the
ass.
government. Yeah, we're putting you on child support because you're 19.
Bro,
Imagine.
if I'm on child support, I need to call Maury because I don't know who the fuck is the mom of that baby.
Yeah, like
Like-
what's going on?
Excuse me? Like me? Hey,
Like, do I know
sheesh.
you?
If I lost my virginity, somebody tell me. Somebody tell me. Like, I missed that experience. Like, crap.
Mm,
If it was Parish, that would be
Nah.
understandable. That's within reason. But not Michael.
But that's the other thing, too, is like, like, I feel like virginity now is absolutely shat on. Like,
Bro, facts. Facts,
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah. like-
yeah.
the idea of being a virgin past the age of like 18 is like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yup.
But at the same time, we then shit on men and women who end up getting like pregnant young, or getting someone pregnant young.
Well, I
It's
just
like,
think that's
but you-
stupidity. Yeah.
No, but think about it. But then you don't want me to be abstinent, right? You don't want me not fucking anybody. Then you get pissed at me when me fucking people goes wrong. So which
How is
do
it
you
my
want?
fault that your pullout game is weak? No, I'm just playing. Okay.
No, bro. The fact that you would even rely on the pullout game already scares me. That's crazy.
Parish
But,
is,
yeah,
Parish is thinking
Shut up,
back to
Darren.
that one girl in that one shower. He's like, oh,
Shut up.
dang.
Shut up.
He goes, "Shut up." Maury's actually been calling me about her. I can't acknowledge this at the moment.
Maury's like, I got something
Legal
to tell
tie-ups.
you.
Shit.
No, Michael,
But,
I completely agree, though. I completely agree.
But it's just so interesting to me because, like, and something I did want to ask you guys back when you were talking about black role models. I don't think I personally, I guess, wanted to say somebody outside looking in. Do you think? Maybe I'm wrong, and I don't so much think is that there's not black-owned businessmen.
Mm-hmm.
I think the thing is that there's been an elevation, right, of black celebrities overall. So, like, what I mean
Yeah.
by that is like rappers, right? Now, some rappers are good people and will put out a good image, but a lot of those same rappers, a white, black, whoever, gang banging, killing people,
Yep.
fucking women, leaving them behind. I got thousands. Like, do you think if it was simply just a prioritization, like prioritizing the black businessman over the Kendrick Lamar of the world,
Well,
that black people would be
It's
not
too late
better
for that.
off?
Always hold on. Why do you find a way to call out Kendrick, bro? This is the second episode in a row. You're just like on his ass.
Well, I personally,
Bro, you better chill. You better chill.
but no, but what I mean by that is not that so much that like hip hop artists should be like diminished or like screwed over, but like the actual role models there don't get their roses or their spotlights in comparison. So
See, it just comes down to like the fact that when you talk about like, oh, I'm gangbanging or I'm killing people, hurting my community, none of them, even in interviews, try to act like, hey, maybe I'm this isn't the best way to go about life, and I'm not promoting
Right.
it. But they actively promote that lifestyle that they live. You see it, especially with younger rappers nowadays, where they act like, man, that's the end all be all right there. I'm hurting my community, killing people, selling drugs. There's nothing more I could do. Nothing more I need.
Well, yeah, because then they show the $100 bills in their hand and they go, "See what it gets you." Like, so that's just me though. Again, I don't want to get too meddled up in it again. It was just something I really wanted to ask. It's almost
That's
like a
actually
survey
a good
question.
question. But to answer your question is that all of those people that are rappers and that promoting that bullshit, they're entertainers.
Yep.
And those entertainers have a contract. They have to make nothing else but music like that. And it's for a reason. So therefore you can brainwash, the community, usually black, don't get me wrong, it influenced a lot of white kids. I've seen a lot of white kids that want to be black or do that
Right.
shit.
No, I catch your drift.
But yeah, those are entertainers. They have no other choice. They won't make the money that they
Well,
that they want to make.
Well, a lot of
And,
those entertainers, though, their contract is more so just quotas. Like, I have to. What was that? I was watching a Logic interview. He was talking about like their contract is just like I got to put out 3 albums and like a mixtape or something. For the like some companies I know have like creative control, but I think we keep trying to. I'm not saying you're doing this, but like I think we undersell that like the artist sits there and tells themselves and others, yeah, this is what we got to do. Like, I feel like the accountability towards artists all around, not even African American and rappers in general, is diminishing. I
don't think that's undersold. I don't think it is.
No,
I feel like, well, like, all right, so back to the Logic interview, because I watched that same interview. They do have to, within those contracts, they do have to make a certain amount of albums and sell a certain amount of records. So with that being said, is that, see, he's not going to say what specifically they have to do, otherwise he'll get in trouble and he'll lose his label. And also, like I said, all those people that are entertainers, they had a rough background. And basically, when you have a rough background, you're afraid to go back. And that's what they're afraid of, because most of them, they don't have no education, or they didn't really invest in anything quite yet. With the money that they do have, they splurge the shit because they're not used to shit. So that's, shit like that. That's why we got songs like WAP and fucking all these goofy ass artists that make all this dumb shit, about all that other shit. Granted, there's other artists, rappers that rap about something totally different, but it's always about luxury. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not about gangbanging, it's about luxury.
Right, absolutely. No, yeah, that is an interesting conversation to have.
There's a great song. There's a great song by J.O.A.T called
J.
Friends.
Cole. It's always J. Cole with you.
You already know.
Dog. It's always J. Cole. Like,
but the song he talks about how his friends have basically resorted to using drugs as a method of healing and escape, right? And he's like, you could be making an effort to go a different path, like with your life, but kind of like we were saying, kind of like what Dan was saying, with the people that we look up to, it's kind of like for a black person. And this even goes back to the stereotype thing too. Damn, this episode is kind of fire on the low. Everything connects, but he's like, there's this bar where he talks about how there's only 8 slots in the Pistons, or you want to be a rapper like I am or something like that. And this idea, like, if you're black, and like those, basically the expectations are like really high, and then it's like if you don't meet those, which require, some are just dumb luck anyways, then you start resorting to all these uncalled for methods like drugs or selling shit, killing and looting, stuff like that.
See, I don't necessarily think drugs are bad though.
What?
That's a hot take.
Are you serious?
Bro, everything's cool in moderation, bro. Like,
You think
It's
cocaine
heroin.
is
Wait.
cocaine is
Yeah.
okay in
It's
moderation?
heroin
Dan?
and cocaine.
okay,
in
heroin and
moderation.
cocaine might be a bit different.
Okay.
Okay. I
Like,
was about to say, bro.
don't-
I was about to say, like,
bro, those types of things, I think once you develop a
well,
dependency, it's over for you. I'm gonna be honest.
well. I want to say something about that. Okay, this might sound stupid. I know you can't get addicted to weed, but
Yeah,
like,
you can. Yes,
Yeah,
you
you
can.
can.
Bro, the people that say that
absolutely.
shit are full of shit, bro.
They're
I
idiots.
say that. I was say, but I believe that because you mentally tell yourself you create the addiction in that case. Like in the case of hard drugs, like the drug makes the addiction. Like your brain literally gets rewired for the drug. But like weed is like you create that addiction.
There's this
Like
dumbass kid in school. He goes, "Oh no, I'm not addicted to weed, but I need to have weed every night before I can go to sleep, or else I can't go to sleep." I'm like, huh?
Bro, there'll be people that just wake up
Okay.
and they're like, I just need a blunt today, bro. I just
Yeah.
need it in the morning every
Oh,
time.
right.
if you a pothead, boy, listen, don't get me wrong, weed can be addictive, but at the same time, it doesn't harm you like them over the counter fucking drugs do.
No,
really don't.
not at all. No, but what I will say is what it creates though is I think a lot of mental health problems, and that's everywhere. Like
It just creates
because
complacency.
Yep.
well that too, but like people then believe that there's like I believe right as someone who's like dealt with that kind of stuff. It's like you have to find a quote unquote natural method to beating those mental issues to some extent.
Yep.
I understand there's some people where they can't just because of the way their mind is and everything. So like obviously excluding extreme or like abnormal cases.
Mm-hmm.
There's a solution to that isn't at the bottom of a blunt. Like
Bro, you literally just quoted the song I just. Excellent job, Michael. Look, you're a J. Cole fan and
thank
you
you.
didn't even know it. That's
No.
crazy.
I just have to say anything conscious, and somehow J. Cole talked about it in one song. Like J. Cole really loaded up all the bases to go. It's like a super hot fire. It's like I did that. Shit like that. It's like that's J. Cole. J. Cole's like women. I talked about them. Black people. Well, I'm one of them. White people. Oh, you bet your ass. I talked about them. Like there is no issue that J. Cole hasn't gone. I talked about it for 5 seconds at least.
But when it comes to the mental health issues, what weed do is it numbs the brain, and that's why people they resort to it because it's it's the easiest
Right.
way of coping with your problems, even though it doesn't fix your problems, but it's the easier way of coping with it.
But
And that's
the
what people
thing
do.
yeah, but depressants, because it is a depressant, weed and alcohol and stuff like that are depressants. It actually helps, but it makes it worse.
Yep.
Because then your brain slows down, and then that blows my mind. It's like, and that's what sort of pissing me off today. It's like, okay, so people back in like the 60s and 50s, right, with cigarettes, they didn't necessarily know what cigarettes could do to them. People now know what everything does to them.
And they do it anyway.
And they still do it.
Exactly. So I think though that almost adds a layer of like accountability that should be there, or that too. Yeah, like because there is no excuse anymore.
No.
Like not knowing what something does. Like the only thing that there was, I guess, when it first started was like juuling, back when that first started. But now we know. Like there's no excuse for any drug to be used and go. I didn't know. Yeah, you did.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the reason the people that when they use those depressants, it's low key a cry for help because they don't know how to cry for help, and they're not. It's really tough, and they're not making it like they're not finding enough strength to like go get help themselves, like in the right way, because it's like they don't know who to turn to. It's like I know people that are so traumatized, like they don't trust anyone, and they feel like even when they do cry for help, like people just ignore them, because of the past few people that they resorted to, which is not always the case because somebody out there will listen, but
Right, yeah.
they don't see it that way. When you're like in a mental state like that's very negative, it's like you completely give up like real easily. And it's like there's no hope for you because like there's people out here that's just been through nothing but the absolute fucking worst, and it's real sad. So they really don't have that knowledge of like calling for help. So what they do is they use the antidepressants. Hopefully it gets someone's attention. And even everybody, that's crazy because everybody's very different about how they handle their situation. It's all about how you handle it. And they may tell themselves, "Oh, I need some help. I need some help. Or I need to get help," but they don't do it.
Yep.
And
Right.
Or when they,
that-
or like what you were saying, even when they try to get help, they're rejected, or they feel as
Right.
if their problems aren't
they
as
don't
big
have
as
that.
somebody else's, or whatever the case may be.
They don't have that motive anymore. They don't have that strength to like call for help anymore because it's like I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna. It's no use. Basically, it's no use of me asking for help knowing I'm gonna get rejected. That's basically the mentality that's going on.
Yeah.
Or it's like, how can I trust you? How do I know you're really going to help me just for you to get my hopes up and I end up in the worst fucking state? That's how that's how they really think. And it's real fucked up.
See, so since we're talking about help right now, bro, how y'all feel about people going to therapy though?
It works with
Therapy should be promoted a lot more, I think.
well,
Like-
shit, what other help could you get, honestly?
I mean,
I
think-
also believe, but
I
hold
think
on. But I also
Okay.
believe. No, I'm sorry. You were in the thought. I was rude there. My bad.
I was like, okay, I'll be quiet. Nah, you can go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say. I think we should
you know
also
what?
normalize talking.
You know what? No, fuck you. I will talk. I was gonna say, I've been to therapy. So for me,
Same.
therapy, it's like, it's weird because it's funny because we were talking about more black people to look up to, but I feel like I'd feel better if I had a black therapist. I'm not gonna lie to you, because it's also like I'm telling my secrets to these weird old white people. It's like, I don't know you like that. But
Get
jokes
out.
aside, therapy is good, but I think it depends on who you are. That's like the determining factor. It's not for everybody. It's kind of like college. It's really not for
Yeah.
everybody.
That's what I was about to say. It's not for everybody.
So even when you're
but
presented
I-
a method like therapy and then that doesn't work, it's almost like, shit, what do you do? And then you feel even more inclined to resort to these negative, afflicting methods
Right.
of what you think may help you, but it only makes the situation worse.
I feel like what makes a good therapist is a therapist that actually been through it. Not, because like that's what's it shouldn't be like that, but that's what's going on because every time somebody goes to get help, they be like, "You wouldn't understand. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I'm feeling. How could you tell me what I should do if you're looking from the outside?" It's that's really how it be. But that's what also makes a good therapist. And I say that because, like even though they say they understand, the fucking client or patient doesn't want to hear that shit. And that's just real. And for a therapist, I feel like, yeah, like Jalen was saying, like I think it's important for to be assigned to a specific therapist of your ethnic background for them to really understand, you know, like like a fellow white man, fellow black man, fellow Asian man, any of that. And that's that's what also would make things work better. More progress would show because they can relate. And when you have a person that can relate, it makes shit easier.
It makes you feel more
But
comfortable. It's just like a good
right,
icebreaker.
exactly. And therapists, they even share some stories, because everybody go through something.
Yeah.
And it's like, with the therapist, like I said, there's really, going back to what you were saying, like they can only do but so much. They're not miracle workers. They're just to help, something like to give you that push and that motivation to at least help yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
That's a
that's
fact.
Yeah.
really
Because real
what
change,
a therapist is.
yeah, they're there to help you put the pieces together. They're not there to make the cookies for you. Like if you don't want to get help, if you don't want to change, you're never gonna change.
It's one of those
Right.
help me help you situations.
Mm-hmm.
See, I haven't had that type of experience with therapists. Like,
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, it depends on because there's always like hundreds of different therapists.
What has your experience
My
been like,
mom's a,
Glendale?
well, so for one, I've seen two at this current point. The first one, he was just there because the divorce, but like my mom set him up just so that he would tell her like specific shit I was saying to him about like my situation, what I thought. So he was essentially just like, um, what's the word? Like a mole, essentially. He just like
that's
gave
like
up
pretty illegal.
everything,
You
bro.
literally can't do. That's
Bro,
crazy.
I was like,
that's what he was
damn.
doing, bro.
That's actually illegal. You could have sued the hell out of that man.
And after that, I
Like he even could have
eventually
lost his license over that.
so after that situation happened, I took a break from therapy. Well, for one, I stopped like telling him shit because he was just gonna rat me out. So I was like, fuck him.
Mhm.
And then I moved
Mhm.
on to another one like a few years later, where I would say, in my personal opinion, I was not at the stage I am where I'm ready to accept help. So I just went there every week and I was just like, bro, this man is really not helping with shit. Like, we're just having a conversation. My family's paying you to talk to me. Like, I could do that with anybody. Like, there was no benefit I was feeling. Like, I didn't feel like I was getting better. He couldn't see. That's another thing. Like, I feel like once you hit like 18, you should like go see a therapist, especially if you feel like problems. Because after 18, because I was researching, I was like, when are they allowed to like diagnose you with certain things? And most of the time, it's like you have to be like 18 before they really say, oh, you have this problem or you have that, unless you show like severe cases of it.
Hmm.
Damn.
Mhm.
That's interesting. Well, as someone who has like a mom that like works in that field and everything,
Mhm.
that's like I would argue that's easily one of the hardest jobs in the world. Like,
Mhm.
because you have to like try and rationalize, empathize, and like fucking like almost bring down to
And
earth.
logical.
Yeah, exactly. Like these crazy situations that you yourself could probably never, never, ever, ever go through, and you're sort of expected to do it. Now, I do think there are shitty therapists. Don't get that twisted. Now, there are definitely are therapists that are like, really, like this is what we're doing.
Mhm. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, them
Like,
old cheap ass therapists that feel that they
yeah,
think they can
bro.
help you, but they really ain't doing shit.
Yeah, and like I think though, like, but I think what should also be normalized even more than therapy is talking with your friends. You know, like to some extent, sharing your experience with your friends. Because part of me also learned this. Okay, you tell your friends about that, right? And they end up like snaking on you, or whatever the word is. You really can't lose in the situation. Otherwise, you just sort of look like a piece of shit. Like, he had depression, and then you tell someone else, like, so that person would just be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Like,
well, it depends on. That's not true all the
well,
time.
but I feel like a majority of the time in today's America, I would say it's like that. For me, in my thought. But that's just me.
Depends on the group of people you
But
surround yourself with, and
Well,
that
but
same
again, I
person
think a
that you
lot of
tell.
it. I think though our media today, again, it's all about like. I think though the idea of stopping and thinking has been like banished now. Like it's all about action. You gotta act. You gotta do something. If you don't, something's gonna leave you behind. You know.
Mm.
And to some extent, that is true. But I think the whole idea of stopping, slowing things down a little bit, and just like regrouping has become almost like I don't know.
see, I want to go back to your like previous point about having friends to tell shit to. Some people don't even really have that,
I
which
was
is
gonna say the
crazy.
same thing. Yeah.
They don't have that type of outlet, and it even hurts
Right.
more if you don't even have a parental figure that could be that outlet.
Right.
Mhm.
So it's like you're all alone.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same
But I believe.
time,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
my bad. At the same time,
No, you're okay.
going back to what you were saying about friends, it's also not good to tell like certain shit to friends because they can turn around and say it to the wrong person. Now everybody's fucking talking about you. And then that's what
Mm.
makes situations worse too. So you really gotta know who to trust also, even if you do have friends.
Well, right.
Mm-hmm.
I guess for me, when I say that, I more so refer to like not even real ones, but just like the friends that you can kind of
Count on.
like you've been through it with. Yeah, yeah. Less so. I don't mean like, oh, you just made a new friend yesterday, so like give them your life story. Like,
But
but
what's
I
crazy is it could be the people that you know for the longest. That's the craziest part. That's what really puts people in a
yeah,
state of like I can't trust nobody. That's
yeah,
that's like and that's realistic. That's real. You know, it be the people that you would least expect to do some backstabbing, foul shit to you, and now you over here like, what the fuck? Like, this is what I get. Like, is it me? Like, what is it?
yeah. Come on, Jalen, don't be like that now, man. I've shared a lot with you, brother.
But yeah, that's how it end up.
That's just real shit, though.
Yeah, that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, J. Cole rapped about it one time,
I was actually gonna
and his
say.
song I
I was
rapped about it
actually
one
gonna
time.
say. MF Doom rapped about it this time.
Yeah.
So there's a
Okay,
lyric. There's a
okay.
lyric in Doomsday where he goes, "Watch your own back. Came in and go out alone, black." And it's basically like, even if you think you have the realest people around you, like at the end of the day, you came in this world alone, and you're also dying alone. And it's like it's a very
Jesus.
dark. No, it's a really dark. It's a really dark view of looking at things. But it's this idea of like you really have to be careful with who you place in your circle. You really do.
Right. Yeah, as vulgar as it sounds, it's real. And that's what people don't face as reality. It's vulgar as
Yeah,
fuck, but it's true. He said basically like you was born alone, you gonna die alone, no matter what you do on this earth. It's always gonna be that
yeah,
one person. That one person could be the reason why you're dying alone. So
yeah.
yeah.
So this is gonna be a real change in mood, but fuck it. So this is something I think I want to do with Dan too in a later episode. But like, so I want to go through and like Q&A you guys at some point and like hear what like just your favorite things to like learn more about you because like
Mhm.
obviously with in the case of Parish I know like Jalen really knows you, but like Dan and I like only know stories. So I guess I just want to ask you some questions. So like,
Yeah.
what's your favorite genre of music?
My favorite genre of music is actually old school hip hop.
How old we talking?
Okay.
How old?
Shit, whatever sounds good to me. 90s, early 2000s, 80s.
Real question now. This is very important, Parish. All right. This might get you off the podcast forever. Okay. Country music. Yes or no?
You said country music?
Yeah, yes or no?
It depends, because I actually do like a few country songs.
Whoa, hold
It
on,
depends.
Paris. Hold on.
Let's
Hold
be a
on.
little careful with this now.
Whoa.
Let's be.
Paris,
No.
where did this come from? What happened to you in the past few months? I have been gone.
No, like for real. Well, first of all, there's black country singers.
Hey,
They're
let's not
not
act like
black
everything
anymore.
black people
Their
touch is
arms
gold.
revoked.
Let's not act like that.
Listen, no. Like for real, like there are some country songs that are just so fucking catchy. But like I said, that's the only
Hey,
least of
wait.
my,
Hey,
that's like my
hey.
very last resort.
How you feel about Old Town Roads then? That's the real question here.
What do you say?
How do you feel about Lil Nas X song Old Town Roads?
I don't
Oh my
like I said, it's more
Hey,
like
it's just yes or no, man. Yes or no.
oh, do I like it or not?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, we're good. You're good then.
No, I
Oh
was
my
about
God.
to say like
I like old country. Like, okay, hold on. Like Johnny Cash is like really good. Like he has some really good songs, and he's like old country. But like a lot
He's
of it
considered country?
nowadays,
yeah.
I mean,
He's
like
more
yeah,
Western.
like yeah, it's like Western. Like there's like a bit of a difference because it's like Western
Bro.
music and not necessarily just like
That's what I meant.
straight
I
up
like
country.
not Western, but I like
I thought it
old
was-
country music, like from the 50s.
Okay,
Bro, I thought that was just white people
Okay.
blues, bro.
Like,
White people blues. I love it.
yeah. The woos.
that's crazy. Nah, no, but that's great. And then okay, who's your favorite artist though? Like
Which artist?
You need to
Rap,
name one.
or-
whatever. Like, it's one
Whatever.
motherfucker. All the other music in the world ends, but you get one artist and all their discography to listen to. Who you
Tupac.
taking? Okay.
Tupac is my all-time favorite artist.
Mm. There you go then. What do you
He's
think
on
about
that
Eminem? I have this question.
Eminem? I like Eminem. Eminem is talented as fuck, very level-headed, but that nigga do have his ways. Like but the type of person he is what I respect though. Like he don't fuck with nobody unless you come at him. Like that's what I like about Eminem.
You think he fell off?
Hell nah.
Okay.
I feel like hell nah. Eminem will murder all these niggas that's coming out today.
You don't think his
Nah,
music
Amen,
fell
Parish.
off?
His music? No shit. I like Godzilla. That song Godzilla, I like that shit actually. Well, Juice WRLD, but his music, nah, that shit actually get him plaques and shit. So obviously, no.
Yeah.
We all
I
love
like
music.
I like his old shit better though. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, yeah, everybody does. I don't think there's a single soul out there that would argue the new shit over the old ones. You're
Right.
whack for that.
Yeah, everybody has their prime, you know.
Right.
What do you think about Kanye?
Yo, can we not go back to
Kanye
Kanye?
before Kim or after Kim?
The last
talking
time
about
Kanye
Kanye,
was
man.
mentioned,
I
there
want-
were dicks
you know,
and cocks.
Wait.
Like,
No. I want Kanye, but I don't want to hear the following words used: influence, production. I want to hear what you think about Kanye as a rap.
Not as a
Talented as
person?
fuck. Talented as fuck. Kanye is a dope rapper.
Bro,
Oh.
you see? Bro,
What?
Parish is that guy, bro. Parish is that nigga, bro.
Wait.
Simple as that, bro.
No,
How
like
did
real
we,
shit.
Michael?
Kanye
Why
is
did you
a
do
talented
this?
ass
How did
rapper.
we end up in the same conversation as last episode? How did this happen?
Bro, Parish is that nigga, bro. It's that simple. It's that
Well,
nigga.
I'm just
Ain't no
Q&A
way you
Parish.
can sit up
I'm
here
trying
and
to
tell
figure
me
out
that-
where.
Wait,
There's nobody that can sit up here and
There-
tell me that Kanye is a bad rapper. They'll be lying through their fucking teeth. Kanye can spit.
Right, he's a mediocre one.
Mediocre now, maybe because he all fucked up in the head. But Kanye, no, Kanye can fucking rap. Kanye,
Okay, do you
Wait.
agree with the sentiment that Jalen and I share? We said whenever Kanye gets someone to feature with him, a majority of the time they body him on his own track.
well, it depends on who it is.
Okay, watch the throne.
No, because he bought. Wait,
Watch the throne.
is somebody featuring him or somebody, or he's featuring someone?
Watch the
No,
throne.
like he's featuring someone.
Someone's hopping on his song.
Yeah. I'm not talking about the other way around. That's different.
Like I said, it depends because when the song Drive Slow, he had T.I. and Paul Wall, but Kanye West bodied that song though. If you listen to the
that's
song
not
Drive
really
Slow,
saying much. That's T.I. and some dude I don't even
Oh,
know who
whoa,
it is.
whoa! You're just gonna discredit Ti like that?
nah, T.I.
Whoa.
Okay, Paul
T-
Wall was a popular white rapper at the time.
Hey,
He's
hey!
like
No one cares
nothing
about
now.
Paul Wall. We're on Jalen Ti.
right back to me. No, look, I
But I'm
like T.I.
saying no,
I'm not
that
talking shit
still
about
counts.
T.I.
No, that still counts because that was Kanye's song, and he featured, like I said, T.I., which is a dope rapper, and Paul Wall. That still counts.
No, I just want to say
Okay.
T.I. is cool, but I think T.I. definitely fell off. I will say that.
Bro,
Yeah, he
that's
did.
crazy.
No, you know why he fell off? Because
Went to jail.
he a Southern rapper. He a Southern rapper. He can't keep up with these new niggas no more.
Yeah.
Anything he try to make now, it won't sound right.
And T.I.
Because
is
he
like
already
a
tried that
businessman
shit.
now. T.I. is just about money,
Yeah.
reality TV
He retired.
shows, and other bullshit.
But see, that's what kills me though. Like, if you know you fell off, don't try to come back.
Bro,
Bow Wow tried that shit. Everybody tried that shit, and it flopped.
man,
I
so
have a
Southern
genuine
rappers just
question
fell
for
off
you
though?
guys.
That's crazy.
No, that's not what he's saying. I have a question. Okay, so do you guys think Biggie and Tupac, right? A lot of people have them top 10 all time.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I have two questions. One, how much of that do you think is because they died when they were young? And second, do you think though, like, they would have hit that Eminem part where people now don't really fuck with them?
I say, well, first of all, Biggie and Tupac was so fucking talented that they can't fall off. That's why they got hype. But what I do agree with you with is that they do get a lot of hype because they're dead. Because they say that a dead artist get way more fucking fame.
Bro,
Like,
that's such a
It's
fact.
true.
Bro,
we talked
Pop
about that. We
Smoke
talked
is
about that
average,
earlier
bro.
episode.
Pop Smoke is mid, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dan, I looked it up after Jalen and Wade and I talked about episode 1 of the podcast. Pop Smoke streams went up like 397% after he died.
So did X. So did Juice World. So did So did King Von. So did Nipsey Hussle. Listen, Nipsey Hussle was a dope ass rapper, but
nobody knew who he was. Nobody knew, bro.
Yeah.
I said to so many people.
His hype jumped so high.
Yep.
His hype jumped so high, it was crazy. Most niggas even know who Nipsey Hussle was.
I didn't know who King Von was personally. I
still don't know who King Von is. Who is that?
Bro, that's crazy. He's a Chicago rapper.
Yeah. I knew who he was because my sister, she listened to all that bullshit. But, yeah, that's how, like I said, Pop Smoke, he was already there. He was about to boom, but his shit still skyrocketed. His album sold millions. He got fucking, I think his album went double platinum.
Bro, ain't no way that shit went double platinum.
It did.
Bro,
that's because he died, bro.
He died.
Death alters the perception of everything. Michael Jackson was starting to get the court cases with the kids, and then he died, and then Michael Jackson's God.
They still take his ass to trial even when he was dead. They was on some fuck.
But that took a long time, though.
Yeah, it took
it got real pushed back all of a sudden once he died.
Yeah, them court cases was already done though. It was the fact that
they just didn't want it to die, bro. They just wanted to keep bringing this shit up.
Yeah, they wanted to keep that shit up for media. But yeah, when he died, a lot of his shit. So he had a album that dropped right after he died.
Oh yeah, bro. They wanted that money, bro. That album was a cash grab.
Yep. Same. Prince.
Michael Jackson.
Prince also, he had an album. His very last album. It didn't really skyrocket, but his hype did. Like, you got everybody buying Prince apparel, watching Purple Rain and shit. All types of shit. Cause he died like back in 2017. I remember that shit. It was like May. But yeah, his hype skyrocketed. Who else hyped? Muhammad Ali passed. You know, when Kobe passed away, everybody buying Kobe jerseys. Fucking 2K dedicated.
Facts. Kobe died, and then all of a sudden he was the greatest basketball player of all time.
He been the GOAT. Nah, fuck that. I don't care what nobody said. Kobe been that.
What?
All right, Parish, you might have to.
No. Listen,
Whack.
he's not the best player.
There's a better
He's not the best, but he's one of the greatest. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, sure, he's like number 8.
Yeah.
Nah,
number
Kobe,
8?
Nah, Kobe, that nigga, he broke some records. But nah,
Okay,
I say
like,
LeBron. I say who's better than Kobe. That's hard because look, I say it's
MJ,
because LeBron
Tim Duncan, Magic Johnson,
shit.
Shaq.
I say LeBron. And that's the reason I say LeBron is because LeBron broke literally damn near so many NBA records. That's why LeBron is the greatest.
Oh no.
That's why.
No.
He did.
I just can't be a part of this conversation. This conversation was enough for me.
But nah, Kobe. I'll rank a lot of niggas. LeBron, Kobe, Jordan, Magic Johnson.
Hold on. Wait. Jordan's below Kobe.
No, I'm not counting. I know I'm not counting him. I'm just saying. I'm naming him.
Yo.
No, because Jordan came first. You can't do that. Because, like I said, somebody had to inspire Kobe, and it was Jordan. But yeah, Kobe. But like I said, when all them niggas died, when Jordan dies, oh my God, do you know how?
Bro, it's over.
Jordan already selling. Jordan's already selling. Do you know how much money that nigga family is finna have? Jordan is already a billionaire. That nigga finna probably be worth trillions after he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, they're about to drop like retro ones for like the 5th time, bro, when he dies.
They're gonna
They dropped them bitches like 20 times. Them retro ones been out since like 85.
Bro, no, they'll drop a new pair every month on the 23rd for
right.
Number or something. In memory of Mike on 23. Or no, it'll be 623 because it'll be like he won 6 rings and his number was 23. So today, celebrate the new Jordan. Felt like some bullshit. But
yeah, Jordan already selling shit. He got a shoe coming out next month.
Yeah, but they're doing that with like Kobe too, and it gets like kind of annoying. It's like it's 2-8, and his daughter's number was 2, and his number was 8. So now it's in this
8
like.
And 24.
Why can't some people?
Okay, wait.
You know, sometimes
I guess it's about playing.
I don't think it's right to look at them. Well, I guess actually, hold on. I think it depends on how you look at it. Because what I was initially going to say was, I feel like the way you just put it was kind of like you're against them, remembering them. But then I thought of it also like it's kind of, you can also see it as it's kind of messed up how they're trying to commercialize their deaths. So
bro, it is.
That's really what they do.
Yeah,
that's what they all do. But or I think we reach to try and make things more than they are.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's nothing wrong with thinking of
paying tribute,
a meaningful connection or tribute to somebody. Like whenever now somebody will do some weird fadeaway, I'll be like, "This is Kobe." It's like, bro, like basketball players did the fadeaway. Like a thing, like
he just has a signature fadeaway, I guess.
Right, but even then, like it's just like it's a fadeaway, dog. Like,
but people were always saying Kobe before they took shots with like paper balls in the trash can. People were always saying that before Kobe died. You can't say that.
Oh, that was what that. No,
that was childhood.
I'm referring to that. I'm not referring to that.
Yeah, everybody said that shit.
that was all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kobe's the GOAT. Before Kobe died, a lot of people did not like. Besides people in Los Angeles, a lot of people did not have Kobe as the GOAT.
But it's because Kobe was getting old. He right. But like I said, they do like what Jay was saying. They commercialize the fuck out of these dead people, and they take it to another level, which is I feel is the wrongest way of like paying tribute to somebody by putting their death on the market, basically. So
well, that's not paying respect. That's paying the bills. Like
that. Listen, them niggas. Listen, whoever is dead, they shit is covered. Like their family, they're covered because like I said, like for the apparel,
a lot of them, yeah.
Like for the apparel, like I say, it is support, but at the same time, like I said, they take it to another level when it comes to that shit. Like it's not right.
What I mean.
But what I was gonna say was, I think it's different when you die as a famous person or a well-known person.
Oh, without a doubt, bro.
Because, for example,
when you die, it's just gonna be you died. It's gonna be it.
Right, but even more so, like, even if it's something like releasing sneakers or making a T-shirt or even making a monument, right? It's because they're famous that I think it also kind of doesn't help, because it puts you in a weird position, right? For example, if I died and my family made T-shirts for me and it had like a picture of my face or something like that, whatever, I don't think you would see that as them commercializing my death. I think you'd probably see that as something else. But because it's Kobe and because he's a famous person that died, and I think you get it's kind of different.
Bro, see, I would say it's because like companies are doing it. It's not the family's brand shit. It's like, oh, if Jordan dies, Jordan's gonna be pumping out sneakers, not the family.
Right.
The brand is gonna be pumping.
Like Kobe's family wasn't the ones that were like pumping out like T-shirts and posters, and
they was grieving on their own.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they weren't yeah, but I do think we're gonna need to wrap up pretty soon. I still have.
Bro, I'm not even gonna lie. Low key, inside, I'm just crying because this edit. Oh my god, we have like 2 hours of fucking footage. I'm like, oh my lord.
Yeah, but honestly, I think this has been our best one because now we talked about you guys. The three of you guys need to have an episode at some point. I need to shut this whole LeBron GOAT thing down because this is just ridiculous.
See, that's the episode. The all the sports shit. That's y'all three. Y'all can do that y'all damn selves. I ain't got nothing to contribute.
No, like this is ridiculous, bro. Like
it's just. Listen, I'm not even a LeBron fan like that though. But like I said, I call it how it is. Like
that makes two of us. I'm calling it how it is.
Listen, bro. If one nigga that can carry a team to the championship, like, come on now, like he can carry a team.
Hold on. He carried a grand total of 2 teams to this.
Hold on.
No, you're gonna stop. I sat back. I let you guys all do your talking before. I didn't say a goddamn word.
You were the one that just said, "Oh, maybe it's time to wrap it up." But now that you're talking about LeBron, now you want to get rock hard and just go. No.
This is serious.
Oh my.
Nah, bro. No. Just bro. All I was gonna say is, okay. But LeBron has also had teams where Anthony Davis, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love were also all on his team.
Bro, let's not throw Kevin Love in that conversation, bro.
Kevin Love was good.
But first of all, LeBron ruined him. They were. But how the hell LeBron ruined him?
Because both Chris Bosh and Kevin Love have said to play on a LeBron James team as the third option, you have to greatly sacrifice your play for it. Because you're basically you become a spot up shooter. Think about this. Kevin Love was averaging I think 24 or 25 before he went to the Cavs. And then he averaged 18 or 17 or something below that. And it ain't because he gets started sucking.
LeBron was ball hogging?
Well, no, it was him and Kyrie are number 1 and 2, and then the distant third was Kevin Love.
See, but that just happens when you combine a lot of players, typically.
That's my point. Is Kevin Love was not a bad player. He just ended up.
I'm not saying he was a bad player, but he's definitely not on the level of Kyrie and AD and D Wade and Chris Bosh. He's not on that level.
But then when the excuse was given, right, in 2015 when they lost to the Warriors, right, it was like, oh, Kevin Love and Kyrie were hurt. Well, then you would just have to say, oh, well, Kyrie was hurt. Because Kevin Love, I guess, wasn't that big of a factor then, right?
He wasn't. I don't ever hear anybody saying Kevin Love was. It's just Kyrie.
I don't know, man. All I'm saying is, I just think, though, for me, my biggest thing against LeBron is, so do you think what made him the GOAT was 2016? Was when he beat the Warriors 3-1?
No, it ain't just about him. Like I said, it ain't just about him carrying the team. It's the records he broke. That's what made him the GOAT. That's what I was saying. It's the.
I guess my thing is, then what the fuck is Dirk Nowitzki? Because that man is like God. That man is God. For beating
Dirk Nowitzki is one of the greatest too. He the GOAT too.
Oh, there's only one GOAT. There's only one.
No.
There is only one. It is not
one of the greatest. He the old GOAT. He the old GOAT. He's one of the greatest.
What is going on, bro? You know what? But that's fine. We'll talk about this later, bro.
His record was broken though. When LeBron passes your records.
Oh, in finals. Who beat that record?
You said finals? What do you mean?
6-0. 6-0. Who's got a better record? I mean, Bill Russell has more
Bill
wins.
Russell.
Bill Russell.
And Bill, listen, there's a lot of players today that if you put in the league of, if you put tiny ass white boys on you, like, I feel like a lot of people could just kind of thrive in that league. Like Kevin Durant, LeBron, Jordan would have like fucking 80 rings in that era, bro.
Shit, well, ain't no such thing as tiny ass white boys in the NBA barely.
Now, but back then, bro, it was like tiny ass dudes.
Bro, it's just because Bill Russell was like damn near 7 foot, bro. That's the only reason it was a problem.
Right. Shit, George Mikan was like 7'5".
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying.
George Mikan, Larry Bird. Well, he played in the 80s. But yeah, shit. Kareem was like 7'2". Yeah, shit, they can't help that shit. Shit, niggas better take some steroids or something.
MJ's, where's that, man?
They can't help that. I can't help but end this episode here. This has been the 4th episode of the Not All There podcast. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next week.